Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It's about 11 o'clock in the morning, or maybe a little later. I'm uploading my first YouTube video. The focus will be holistic financial freedom. I am going to give you a brief synopsis of where I am now financially. I will be able to retire in about 4 years, in exactly 4 years. And that will be with a state retirement check, an extra 401 retirement check, not counting Social Security. Financially, I have a credit score right now of about 800, and my mortgage will be paid off in 3 years. By the time I pay that mortgage off, I will have paid it off in a 30-year mortgage will have been paid off in 10 years. And in addition, with my brief synopsis, I self-funded getting my daughter through college. She graduated in 2015. And what I mean by self-funded, over the course of 4 years, I dished out about $80,000 so she wouldn't be in debt for the rest of her life. She's in the Navy and she's doing an outstanding job. Also, within the past 4 years financially, I have invested and saved an extra $40,000. I threw into a 401 account over the course of 4 years. In 2019, I saved the extra $10,000, pumped that into retirement, and for 2020, I've already saved a little over $10,000 in combination of savings and throwing extra into my retirement account. And I've done all of this with about a base income of $43,000 a year. In addition to that base income, I do have a moonlighting job. I sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm realizing you gotta have a more than one stream of income. Use your skills. I've used my skills to generate extra money outside of that day job. I call the day job my survival income, where I'm going to get a retirement, medical, etc. So now I am going to switch gears. I have given the audience a brief overview of where I am now, but now I'm going to deliberately, let me sip my coffee here. I am going to deliberately switch gears and talk about my rock bottom. My life ain't always been like this. I'm here to tell you. I want to talk about that rock bottom. And each time I upload a video, it's going to build onto the next. Rock bottom. Well, from 2007 to 2012, about a good solid years, I was in rock bottom. Pretty much living HELL. My credit score hit an all-time low of about 340. I always had a high credit score. And my rock bottom intensified after my divorce in 2008. Although I hit rock bottom from 2007 to 2012, I still was working, had a full-time job, but I had to maintain 2 households. I was maintaining my mortgage in Atlanta. I had relocated to North Carolina, paying rent, household bills in North Carolina, paying a mortgage and light bill, gas bill, mortgage. To maintain the house in Atlanta, maintain the house in North Carolina, getting a child through high school, truckload of credit card bills after credit card bills, car insurance, rent, cell phone bill, throw in some overdraft fees from banks. It's just a vicious cycle. Never seem to have enough money. So I thought of this great idea. I got into this vicious cycle of borrowing money against my paycheck. We've all heard of those payday advances. and they charge you an arm and a leg to pay that money. Basically, I was borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, literally, drowning in a sea of debt. At the time, I probably was making about $1,100 every 2 weeks. And by the time I got paid every 2 weeks, that money was already gone because I was overdrafting from a bank account $500 every 2 weeks. And you know they're going to get their money, pay their advance. And I literally opened up another bank account to start getting overdraft from the other bank account. So the bottom line, I was creating debt on top of debt on top of debt. I remember at one point, car note about 4 or 5 months behind on the car note. So I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, I'm just in survival mode. I'm just not even thinking. Spin my tail for about, 07 to 2012 in that vicious cycle. I remember one time I got paid and I owed so many people that I walked away with like a $5 left to my name. No bills paid. Ain't nothing paid. Overdrafted my SunTrust account for $500. Owed payday advance about $1,000. Owed Wells Fargo about another $500. So that's what, $2,000 right there. And you only got $1,100 paycheck. Ain't none of your bills paid. The cycle was just a vicious cycle of debt after debt after debt after debt after debt. In my mind, really, in my mind, I thought I had everything under control. I mean, as long as I could just keep this cycle going, I'm good. But in reality, I was not. I did not have anything under control. I was creating chaos. I was operating desperation mode. Something had to give. I mean, something had to give. I knew at some point that this little idea of borrowing from the bank, borrowing from Wells Fargo, borrowing from SunTrust, borrowing from the payday advance, as soon as I get that money, I use that money to pay a bill. Something had to give. And it took energy to keep up with that. So my turning point came one day, and I'm not going to go too much into detail on that turning point because I'm going to pick that up next Saturday. But my turning point, when it came, it came out of nowhere. When that turning point, when it came, all I can remember was I could not move a muscle. I could not move. It was like a ton of bricks hit me. And as I continue with my segments, the topic of my next segment is literally going to be my turning point. So far as of right now, I gave the audience my brief overview of financially where I'm at. I gave the audience a thorough overview of my rock bottom. And I deliberately set the stage for my next segment of talking about my turning point. Because I have no doubt many people right now listening to this video probably can identify with some of the things that I have talked about. But there is hope. I'm living testament of that there is hope in establishing holistic financial freedom. So with that being said, I gave you all a summary. Hit that subscribe button. I'm new at this, but I'm not new at this. I'm actually going to share with anybody who has a desire to rise above their situation. Follow me in this journey. And another journey that I'm also doing simultaneously as I impart this information on the audience is you all are going to have an opportunity to follow my journey towards retirement, because I'm 4 years away from retirement. And the key thing to that, I don't care if you're 20 years old, or 30 years old, or 40 years old, or 50 years old, or whatever, it's never too late to start thinking about holistic financial freedom and also setting the stage for that journey. Rather you 4 years away from retirement, or 5 or 10 or whatever, this information can benefit everybody. So with that being said, I'm going to bring it to closure. I will do the next segment June 13, 2020, around sometime in the morning before noon. And appreciate everybody listening to me. And I look forward to bringing you more valuable information as time go on. Simplify, do or die. I'm also a veteran, Desert Storm, Marine Corps Honorable Discharge. Take care.